But my question, why I really wanted to have y'all here, is I've been locked up 26 years since 1993. You know what I mean? December. Y'all wasn't even born yet. But since y'all been born, I'm hearing about the LGBT. Am I saying it right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm hearing about the movement. And, you know what I mean? They had an email thing where we could email female prisoners from our male email thing. So I was emailing them, and I'm inquisitive, so I asked questions. So, you know, you're supposed to meet other females there, you know what I mean, for pen pal. But, you know, I ain't care about all that, you know what I mean? I wanted to know, and I wanted to meet a girl that had a girl there to find out how it's going down in there. You understand? Because the men's joints is different. Dudes hide in the closet and do what they do, because if you catch a dude doing something in a man's joint, you got to stab him. If you see a man's joint, you have to stab him. You understand what I'm saying? If you don't stab them, they're going to think you a punk. And then they're going to try you, or your car going to run you off the car. You know what I mean? Off the compound. You know what I'm saying? But in the women's joint, it's different. You know what I mean? From what they telling me in the women's joint, you know what I mean? The girls that, you know, that's as they call them, the studs, they get all the women.
You already know.
And it's like the women lose their mind up in there. You know what I mean? Seriously, they lose their mind. You know what I mean? I mean, they talk about, oh man, they got this one Mexican girl here. She's so cute. She wear her socks all the way up to her knees and her pants up above her belly button. And I'm like, yo, that sound like a dude you describing. She said, yeah, she look just like a dude. And I said, so, and that's what you want? And she said, hell yeah, I can't get no dick.
That's a fact though, like.
You know what I'm saying? So it like kind of bugged me out, where I'm wondering, like, you know, like, how does the other females around them accept that, to see that? Because in the environment I'm in, everything is 100% secrecy. Because like I said, literally, if a dude get caught doing something in the feds, in the man's feds joint, he have to get stabbed if a straight dude catch a dude doing something. So it ain't no bullshit. But, you know, I'm asking them, and they basically just letting me know, like, you know, the girls that look like studs, they get everything. You know what I mean? Because it was this one girl I was talking to on there, and she sent me up, told me to go get a picture off her Facebook. I get a picture of her Facebook, you know what I mean? And she got long, pretty hair down her back. I mean, she's gorgeous. You know what I mean? And I'm kicking it with her, and she's like, oh, I want you to meet my girlfriend. So she put me on another girl that she's talking to. So the two of them live together, and they sending me sex letters and how they getting down, and, you know, I'm learning what's going on in there. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. You know, I ain't never ate no sex. I ain't never ate no woman. During my time, we didn't do that. I'm from a whole nother time and era. You know what I mean? And I was getting all the money, and all I dealt with was strippers. So everything I'm dealing with, I'm sharing with all the homies, so I'm not putting my face where I'm sharing it. You know what I'm saying? So all that new to me. So I used to have them write me letters on how they did it so I could learn how to do it. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't like something wrong with it, just I ain't doing it. You know what I mean? Because the type of people I'm with, you know what I mean? I'm not going down like that. You know what I mean? But anyway, so, you know, they sending me their little letters, and they telling me how they getting it in at night. You understand what I'm saying?
How they getting it on?
Yeah, how they getting it in at night. You know what I mean? And working around the police. I got letters and all that to show you. Because I saved all that shit. Because that's a whole nother world. Like the first time I went to Miami, I saved everything. You know what I mean? For how I learned. So now when they sending me these letters, how they getting it in, and the police coming, they stopping and they hiding and listen for the police, they heart beating and they can't wait to get back in, and you know what I mean, they get graphic with it. You know what I mean? But I'm learning so much from them. You know what I mean? So now these are the two that's living together. So the one that I was talking to, the other one started liking me more when I'm telling her, like, nah, this is just a friendship with all of us. I'm not looking for no relationship. So now she tells me, well, she ain't tell you that she a stud, did she? So now she dropping dime that the other girl with the long, pretty hair that I got the picture of on Facebook, the reason why I had to get on Facebook because she cut all her hair off in it. So she got a Caesar.
Wow. Oh, she did.
So, but she's wearing the Caesar because now she looks like a little boy.
Okay.
So now she don't have to go to commissary. She ain't got to worry about where her next meal coming from. She ain't got to worry about cleaning her cell. You know what I mean? Because all these girls is going to cater to her like if they're women and she's a dude on the street.
Yeah.
So you go to jail right now, you get all the women.
You get special treatment.
What? Like I said, like you the girl, matter of fact, and I'm even going to get out pit, the girl favor you. You know what I mean? But her hair was much longer than yours. But she cut it all off. And now she got a little, you know what I mean? And that's how she moving. You know what I mean? But they tell me that, like, this girl is in everything but a body bag. You know what I mean? But her lock of fat, and she ain't got no money the first, but she living good. And she's 21.
Where?
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, like, so I'm talking to her like, how did you figure out the game to do that? You know what I mean? And she said, man, because everybody in here want a boy. You know what I mean? I ain't got no money. You know what I mean? I like girls. You know what I mean? I'm bisexual on the street, but I don't mind teasing them. And if I choose to do them, I do them or whatever, and I get what I get. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, my question that I really want to bring you on here is, where do you think, you know, in your life that you decided that this was going to be you? And before you say something, don't go tell me nothing about you was born that way. We ain't going to hear all that. All right, keep it G.
When I had like 2 boyfriends. I had one in the 6th grade and one in the 7th grade. And when I got to high school, I joined the basketball team. I always knew I felt something towards girls, but I just didn't know what it is from when I was little, right?
About what age?
Like, I could say about like 7, 8. I just didn't know what it was. I thought girls were pretty and stuff, but I never imagined myself doing something with a girl, you know, stuff like that. So when I joined this basketball team, it's normally all the girls on the basketball team are mostly studs and stuff. So there was studs, and I was still dressing like a femme and all this, having guys trying to talk to me, all this other stuff. And they would tell me, you know, girls really look at you and like you. I'd be like, yeah, but I don't really want to. Like, you should try it because girls really go for you and stuff. I mean, I would look at girls and think they're pretty, don't get me wrong. So one day I just tried it. I just dressed like different, like from what I normally dress like. And I noticed girls started talking to me and stuff. I liked the attention. So from then on, I just came to school like that, dressed how I dress, and that's it. But to me, clothing doesn't really have a gender, you know what I mean? It's just what I'm comfortable in. Because I've never liked wearing skirts or dresses since I was little. I've never liked it. It's not that it has to do with being gay or straight. It's just the clothing for me itself is just what makes me more comfortable. And I'm just me. So. But
you're saying from wearing the clothes that made the girls your age, doing your generation, comfortable to go at you and say, oh, she with it.
Because when you switch your wardrobe, it's like a passage. It's like letting them know, yeah, I'm gay. Because a girl that looks like her, you wouldn't know that she likes girls because she dresses like a femme. So you would have to ask her, do you like girls? But if you look at a girl like me, you know I like girls. Look how I look. You know what I'm saying? And some people think, oh, you want to be a boy. They get being a lesbian confused with being transgender, which is girls that feel like they're guys and they transition into a guy. Like those are the girls that go through surgery to get their breast removed.
And that's the transgender.
Yes, transgenders. It's people who get their breast removed and they do surgery down there to have male parts, or males that do things to have female parts. That's not me. I just like girls, and I just like to dress when I'm comfortable in. So a lot of the times people say, oh, you want to be a boy, but that's not it. I just like girls, and I like to dress in boy clothes. I'm not transgender. So a lot of people get it confused.
So sometimes. It's nothing against men. So you have sex with a dude?
No.
Okay.
I just don't find interest in dudes. I have them as friends, but to me they just don't attract me. Like, you know what I mean? I've tried, of course. It's not like I've never, like I've cut it off, or I don't want to talk to you. It's not like I'm that type of gay girl where I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk to you because you're a guy. I have a lot of guy friends. Even my best friend is a guy. But I'm not attracted to guys in that way, in a sexual way.
But if a guy's attracted to you, then what? Okay, like I showed her a picture yesterday of me and my son was chilling or whatever. And as a female, she said, oh, he's cute.
Yeah, I could think a guy's attractive. You can think of attractive, but that doesn't mean that I would want to.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, but now if he tried to pursue you, would you just shut it down?
No, I tell him nice. I'd be like, I just don't, I don't feel that way. I'm not saying that I'll never go out with a guy because I don't know what will happen in the future. Because you know there are
but I'm
some
saying I just gave a scenario like her. If my son pursued you and he didn't know you was gay, how would you react?
I would just be like, yo, well,
like,
I know I'm not really into guys. Like, that's not my thing. But we could be bros. We could be homies. And if you got to respect that. And if they don't respect it, then.
And you have some guys that will be like, oh, but I can make you straight.
Yeah, and
but,
they will try to.
They don't understand what they don't understand is you already.
Yeah, but we're not. I'm not even going down that lane about what a dude gonna do. That's irrelevant. You know what I mean? I'm just talking to you as a woman and your own hormones and your own emotional attachment to it.
You know what it is too? Like, all right, so you can just look at anybody and you can tell that they're physically attractive. So it's like when I see a guy like XX, I think he's a physically attractive guy for me, and I like him, like his mentality. So like when I was younger, I used to think that because I'm vibing with a guy and they have that basic physical attraction, and like we have a mental connection, then that means I like them. But when it would come to anything in terms of intimacy, it's just like no, like. But I would get it confused. like that mental attraction, because you can be mentally attracted to somebody, but it's like when it comes down to sexual attraction and getting, you know, into that, it's like it's a put off.
You can have a connection with a guy, it just doesn't mean that you want to have sex with them.
No, I ain't saying that. I ain't saying that.
I'm not cut off to having friends. Sometimes you can confuse the mental connection with possibly feelings, and then you might be like, all right, maybe, but then it's like if you like I've done that, and then I've been with guys. Then when it just happened, I just felt like nasty after that. Like
after it was done.
Yeah, because it's like mental attraction and like sexual attraction is two different things.
Yeah,
and during the heat of the moment, it was good, and then after the nut, it was like, what the fuck did I just do?
It wasn't even good. Like I was just feeling. Like,
I mean, at the moment, it had to feel good at the moment while you was in the heat of passion.
It didn't, because I didn't like feeling dominated. Like feel me, like I didn't like.
Oh, you felt like they was dominating you because they was on top of you?
Yeah, like I just felt nasty. Like I didn't like it. I don't know why. Like,
what your heart wanted.
It's not what I wanted. Like it's not like at the end of the day, it's not the physical appearance that I want. Like that's even with like people that be like, oh, you going for a girl that looks like a guy. At the end of the day, you're still a woman. Right. Just how we like to dress, we have to get comfortable, but we're still women. So it's like at the end of the day, when you take your clothes off, you still look completely different than me. I'm still a woman, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I understand why, you know, people be like, oh, you might as well date a woman, or you might as well just date a man if you're gonna go for a female that looks like a guy. Well, we could still have female energy, and we could still, for me, we could still understand females a little bit more. Because we just feel comfortable dressing this way.
Because outside, I could be hard outside. I could be like, yo, what you looking at? You know, I could be tough. But when I'm alone with my girlfriend, I act like a whole girl.
When I
take my hair out,
in other words, all the bits come out of you.
When I take my hair out, all the bits come out.
Different energies, like different energies will bring out a different side of you. You know what I'm saying? Like as a fluid, because I'm fluid, I'm bisexual, but I also convert from.
Explain that.
Fluid is like, so people have feminine energy, some people have masculine energies, and some people have both. And whatever side is pulled out of you depends on the, you know, the energy that you're around, in person that you're around, you know. So you can go back and forth. Like some days I'll be looking like a stud, like I got long hair and everything, but I be dressing like a dude. But also when it comes down to like, because I come from a village, so when I see like girls.
Where's the village?
Nome, Alaska.
Oh, you come from Alaska?
Yeah. Okay. So in the village, like, you know, there's a bunch of like sexual assault and stuff. So growing up, when I went there to school, no girls that was young dressed like females. They all dressed like studs. And that was a form of...
To keep their attraction away.
Yeah, to protect themselves. And that was even beyond, you know, they didn't even have to be sexually attracted to women, but that was a way to protect themselves.
To protect themselves and not look sexy, to have nobody trying to take it from.
So there could be many different reasons why somebody, you know, dresses like this and doesn't always define their sexual, you know,
now, it's funny you mention that, because I've been, the 26 years... I've been locked up. It's like when I was on the street for 29 years. I like to travel. Yeah. And I like to meet different people and explore different things. And that's why I even came with the idea to have y'all here today. You know what I mean? So when I was out in California, they got like mad Alaskans, and they call them natives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Native.
Yeah, you know, I never even heard of that until I went out west. Yeah. And just like they got Mexicans. Only Mexicans I knew until I went to the feds was in cowboys and Indian movies. So dude told me he was Mexican. I'm thinking, what the fuck, Mexican? You know what I mean? I'm waiting, nigga, ooh, play Geronimo type shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you know, that was on the East Coast. But then when I went on the West Coast, now they call themselves natives. Right. But over here, we disrespectful on the East because not a lot of them. Right. So when they come, we label them, oh, he's a Mexican. You know what I mean?
Because they look similar, but their origins and where they come from is completely different.
But then when they say islanders, that means from like Guam, Hawaii,
Samoa,
Alaska, Samoa, all the different islands of the native, you know, descent is the way they do it. I learned that from out there. But being that you mentioned that, what I notice is like they don't get a lot of time out there because a lot of them drink and everything they do is on the reservation and they got their own judges.
Like they're stuck in like, it's just a whole generational of trauma that you just, it's passed down by generation to generation. It's hard to get out of it.
If you don't mind exploring that, I went through that because I dealt with some females that I met out there as friends from, you know, Anchorage and all of that.
Yeah,
you know what I
mean? Nome and Anchorage, that's where I reside.
You see what I'm saying? But from dealing with them now, it seems like there's a lot of incest. They get drunk and a lot of incest come about.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Just think about the size of a village, and not even trying to bring like the history about, you know, colonization and what happened to the natives when white people first came to our land. You know, like they really fucked us up, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't know about alcohol.
Exactly.
So as soon as we're dealing with all this trauma, you know, we're being turned from savages to man, animal to man. They introduce us to alcohol as a coping mechanism. And alcohol and addictions, that can get passed down by genes, you know, it could be hereditary. And so it's kind of a loop that just goes on and on. When you're from a village where there's, you know, 100 to 200 people in the village, and nobody ever gets out of the village, even to Anchorage, which is the biggest city in Alaska, which would be like the size of maybe smaller than Brooklyn, you know. So it's just like, it's sad, it's fucked up, but yeah, that shit happens. And that's why these kids don't go out dressing like all girly and shit, because that shit will come to them.
But see, that's where I'm getting at now. You got, I met a lot of
cousins, uncles and shit.
You understand what I'm saying?
Family members.
It was a lot of molestation and a lot of, you understand what I'm saying, forced sex, especially when the alcohol came into play out there. And, you know, me, myself, I'm a no tolerance type of dude. You know what I mean? You see my demeanor is a little aggressive and so on. So, you know, when I first dealt with Indians, I used to smack them a lot. No, I'm just keeping it G. But that's because I thought they was being disrespectful. You understand what I'm saying? But then after I really sat back and I analyzed and I spoke to them and I seen what was really going on, no disrespect. A lot of them is like, no disrespect again, because I know it ain't politically right to say it.
Could go on.
You know what I mean? It's like a lot of them is like incest babies. You know what I mean? So they like borderline. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, in the village, we didn't have a lot of incest babies. It was more of just like molestation.
But that's what I'm saying, the molestation.
I mean, when I grew up in my village, I knew there's one incest baby named Michaela. And she actually got turned out into an orphanage, and they got kicked out of our village because they would walk around kissing, and it was a little girl kissing her daddy like they're in a relationship. But that's the only time, and I knew she shared the same name as me too. So when I got to the village, they'd be like, and I'm like, what the fuck? No. But that's not a regular basis thing, you know. That's more of like a drunk man taking advantage and just touching on, maybe raping. But having babies and creating a family together, I mean, I don't know how lower 48, because Alaska villages and natives is different from Cherokees and lower 48 tribes.
Yeah, but see, what I've noticed, I've noticed from dealing with them there, you know what I mean? They go to the sweat lodge and all of that, and they get butt naked in the sweat lodge, and we in prison. I ain't seen no woman. There's no way in God's hell I'm getting butt naked with 5 other men, nut swinging in the heat with a bunch of hot rocks. You know what I mean? I mean, ain't nothing in the world gonna let me get butt naked in a goddamn tent with a bunch of goddamn men doing 26 years in fucking prison.
Y'all do that in prison?
Yeah.
Because I heard of tribal practices where they would build their, you know, heat, like saunas basically, and it was a way to go and purify yourself.
Exactly.
And find your spirits and cleanse yourself.
Exactly.
So from a tribal perspective, I could understand that, but it's like if you were in prison, and I don't even know if back then in traditional ways they would be in there naked. So
from a man's perspective.
Yeah. But also from a society perspective, like it's okay for females to be more like, I can look at a girl and be like, you fine, you know what I'm saying? But if a guy were to say that, it's like, oh, that's gay.
No,
you know
smack the shit out of him.
Exactly.
If you told me I was fine, I would smack the shit out of him.
It's society.
You know what I mean? Nah, it's just me. Fuck society. I ain't got nothing to do with a dude being gay, whatever. Let me just say that off the rip. But if a nigga come tell me I look good, I'm smacking the shit out of him. So, nigga, if you gonna come tell me I look good, expect to get the shit smacked the fuck out of you.
There's a double standard
but you can still look at a man and recognize that he's an attractive, like he's not. You can recognize what he looks like, rather than, oh, I'm attracted to you like that. And I'm not even as a point, because I'm gonna go up to you, approach you, and say that to you.
No, when I'm.
Sometimes my homies, they'll even ask me, like, does that sound gay? Because I can recognize that he's an attractive man, even though I'm not attracted to him like that, but I can see that he looks, you know?
And that's a dude asking you about another dude.
Yeah.
Okay, well then he's curious. I'm gonna let you think, because you turned down to say something. No, he got to be curious. There's no way in hell a man gonna say, hey, do you think that I'm gay because I'm saying that he's cute? No, you're curious for even asking stupid ass questions.
But
who the fuck give a fuck if he's cute?
But on our
if you ain't curious,
it's different because in this generation we live in, right? But it's always
tell me about this generation. I'm a whole nother generation.
Two women. It's okay for girls to be gay in this society. It's okay for two girls to be together, but it's not okay for two guys to be together. And that is because at the end of the day, we are girls, even though we dress like guys or whatever, we look like guys sometimes. We are girls at the end of the day. So I've had boys be like, oh, I don't like that gay shit, fuck that gay shit. But it's okay when the gay girls are around. They love, guys love hanging out with gay girls.
Because
don't hear nothing.
We always bring the girls
because we bring the
around.
women and because we're girls at the end of the day, we're girls. But I've heard personally my friends say they don't accept gay boys, but it's girl.
But
they accept gay girls
it's
because
also a sexual
it's
fetish.
It's different because we're girls.
You go on Pornhub, girl on girl.
Two guys together is not okay in society because it's two guys. But if the gay girls, we get a lot of leniency and passage because at the end of the day, we are women. So and guys
before you
like
even drink that, make sure you tell them you're 21 so nobody think we giving you a goddamn drink.
I'm 22 years old.
Okay.
21.
22.
All right, so we know everybody's of age here.